Hi, it's Linda. I'm back with Kathleen Mower's challenge, 10-item challenge. I have an idea of what I'm going to do, so let's get started. We'll see what we can do with it. And I plan to use the envelope too. So let's get the pieces out, everything out. And that's going to be the front of my piece. I want it this way. I think I want it that way where that's straight. And that's on the back, and that's her little note. The music, and ticket, and airplane. These pieces are going on the front, and I'm going to put this on the back, and this on the back. So, I want to put this sticker on the teacup. I know for sure I want to do that, so I'll do that first. I'm going to put this on an angle. Let's see, do I want it this way to go with that, or do I want to put it this way? I'll do it like that. There we go. And I'm going to take my scissors and just trim this top just a little bit. That looks pretty good. And another thing I want to do is I want to back this with some of the envelope. I think I want to use this part over here, so I'm going to cut off this much of that. I think I'm going to use this part right here for this. Grab a piece of paper to glue on. Hopefully that is good enough. And I'm just going to put it down next to the edge. Straight, hopefully. I'm going to set that aside and come back to it and go ahead and work on the back of this card. Okay. I want to cover the back with this paper. And so how I want to do that, or do I want to do it this way? Indecision. I think I'll do it this way so that is a little lighter. But now the question is, do I want to put a little bit of stamping behind here? I think what I'm going to do is use this that I used on my routines page in my Junk Journal January book, because I liked the way it looked. I'm just putting some double-sided tape on here to hold that in place while I use it for a stamp. And I'm just going to add a little bit on there just to kind of give it a little texture. Now, do I want it to be a blue or a pink to go with that side? Gonna bring it together. Oh, decisions. You'd think I hadn't thought about this at all, because I have thought about it, but apparently not enough. I could do brown too. I think I'll use Vintage Photo and Distress Oxide. It's just going to be a little bit on the corners or something like that, so that it's... I'm shaking, I know I'm shaking. Okay, put my paper back up here under the edge so I can go off the edge with it. I think I will put it there. Ooh, dots. little different than I expected it to be. Maybe I won't do quite so much up here. Just a tiny bit off the edge, like that. And maybe right there. And maybe there. Okay, I think I've done enough damage with it. We'll move on. And I'm going to put this over that. And do it that way. I'm going to use the glue stick on that and hope that it doesn't make that Distress Oxide move. Hopefully it won't. Oops, it is. It's making it move around a little bit. Just try to not put too much on the inked spots so it does a little better. And put this down like think I'm going to leave those creases in there on that part. Just have a little texture there with it. Okay. Now, I'm going to make this a pocket for this side right here. I'm not sure what I'm going to put in it, but I just thought it might be cute to have that on there. But the question is, do I want this Christmas stamp on here? It doesn't really go with anything. But I could take some of this and put over it and see what that would look like. That would tone it down a good bit. That means that makes it too tall. My indecision is showing. I'm going to cut that down just a little bit, I think. Do I want a pocket there, or do I just want that? I'm going to take my paper cutter and trim this down. Here, we can see what I'm doing. I'm going to trim it down next to this, and not, I'm going to keep a little bit of that, but it's going to be slightly cut off, I think. There. Okay. All right. That said Cedar Creek there, which I like that, but don't have a whole lot of room there for this. And I'm going to bring this around to this side, I do believe. Like that. I think I'm going to alternate. I think I'm going to go to the front side because I'm indecisive about what I'm going to do here. So another thing I need to think about is, do I want to make this a tag with the corners trimmed or just make it a journaling card? And I'm not sure about that. I'm going to put this piece here. I'm going to put the music. I think I'm going to tear that down some because that seems like it's too wide for that. And then I want the airplane. I want this here. And the airplane here. And the ticket behind it. And then I'm going to make that a pocket. So I think the first thing to do is glue this piece down and glue the ticket to that. So get Fabri-Tac for this, just because it's laying there waiting to be used up. Okay. I'm laying that down. It's getting so low in the bottle that it takes a long time for it to come out if I don't have it on its side. Okay. Now I'm going to put glue on the edge of this. Just here. So I can decide how I want the ticket put on there. And I think I want it to be about like that. I want it to be able to see that it says ticket, but kind of at an angle. Maybe I want the angle. No, I think like this. Okay. Got that drying. I like these tickets that Kathleen sent. They have a place to write your name and address and phone number on the back of them. And they're printed in the USA. It's also blue, which is, I think, my favorite color. I can go back and forth between if blue is or if another color is. Whatever the color I'm working with currently is my favorite. Get the glue off that I smeared around. All right. How much of this do I want coming up here? I could bring that around if I wanted to. And put that there. I don't think I want to do that. I think I'm going to cut that off. I guess I need to cut out this new quilt piece here so that I know how big it's going to be to go in that pocket. And I think I'm going to use this to do that. And get this straight. That looked good. And hopefully I can get it straight too. Mrs. Danner's quilts. Don't know who Mrs. Danner is, but she comes from Emporia, Kansas. Excuse me. Give me a comment and tell me if you've ever made quilts. I've made quilt blocks, and I have a quilt top sewn together, but I haven't got around to quilting it yet. That's something I've not done before, so don't know when I'll do that, if I'll do that. Hopefully I will. I'll just sit in the closet. Getting old. I'm going to clip the corners on this just to make them less pointy. Okay. Basic quilt making. And I'm going to slide that piece in behind here. Like that. So I just need to glue it there and at the bottom. Okay. I'm going to glue it on. I'm just going to put glue on this edge, and then Fabri-Tac is coming out as fast as it can go. And I'm going to leave that other side just open. Okay. Coming in for a landing or taking off, we don't know. I think I'm going to make it coming in for a landing. Let's see how that goes. Okay, I like that, okay. And I'm going to cut this off because I've made a decision on it, and we'll just get rid of that extra piece of tissue paper there, pattern paper. This to go on next because I want to put that on top of it. I'm going to tear it down a little bit. Sometimes you just have to just pick something, make a decision, get on with it. That's the hardest part to me, is just making that decision. I don't know why that's so hard, but it is for me. Okay. Right or wrong, here we go. I'm using my tear ruler, which is by We Are Memory Keepers, and it has, there's 3 to a set, and it has a smaller edge and a wider edge that you can get a torn edge with that ruler. A little decorative. And I think I'm going to put a little Vintage Photo Distress Oxide on the edge of this, just to give it a little extra something. Alrighty, how far down do I want to come with the music? Oh, that didn't go there. Put the wrong thing on there. Okay, I can't quite decide how this is supposed to go. I think it like that is pretty good. And I think that's not a bad placement for the music. I could still come in and clip that corner if I decide to do that. I haven't decided about that yet. Although I do think it would look better if it came down under this ticket a little bit. Just to connect everything together. Okay, so I'm putting that just above there with glue stick. This side is, I like it too. It's got a lot of music notes on it, but so does that. I kind of like the words on there, so I'm going to use that side for my tag. Okay. Right about there, I think is where I said. Maybe close enough. Be nice if I could quit worrying about making everything straight all the time, because I might like to have it crooked. You never know. But that's from my mother. She was a perfectionist, so I'll just think about her when I do it. Okay. Get this turned around the right way. I think those must be apple blossoms on there, maybe cherry blossoms. I think it's pretty. I kind of like to have a little word down there. I have to think about that for a minute and see what little word I'd like to put there. And I also would like to have something stamped on the back of this. I have these stamps that have via airmail on that one, and then this just has some different designs. I think I would rather have the airmail or postage or something to kind of tie it in with the ticket and the plane. This is Hip Stamp Hooray is the stamp set, and I bought it at Hobby Lobby. They are very very fun to use. I like this one with the bird on it. Let's see, what do I want to put on here? This is about quills, so I could put that on there. Or the airmail to go with the plane. I think I may go with this stamp because it kind of looks like a quilt block. I know that's kind of weird, but it kind of does to me, so I think that's what I'll do. And I think on this one I'm going to use speckled egg, so it's a little more subtle than if I use the brown or something. And do I want it down here or do I want it up top? I think I'm going to run it off the edge at the top. And hopefully it will just be in the background of that. And I think I'm going to stamp it on something first and make sure I like the way it looks before I put it on my card. Oh, yeah, it's a good thing I did that. It's not inked real well there. Get my felt out to put under it. Get a better stamp image. And wipe off the excess here. Vigorous stamping. Oh my goodness. All right, all right, all right. Come on. That's going to have to do. Okay, felt under this because I'm going over the edge there. And make sure I'm on the top. And I'm just going to put the stamp part in the corner there and let those things go off the edge like that. Give it a good press because I want a good impression. And that's okay. It's not bad. A little blue. Just something on the back so it's not plain is my idea on that. Put that aside. And I still would like a little word on there. I wonder what words I have. This stamp set has words like imagine and dream and peace. Various things on there. Valentine. I should put Valentine on there because today is Valentine's Day. I don't know if I want to do that or not. What shall I use? What shall I use? I'm going to do Valentine just because it is Valentine's Day. And how often do you get to use your Valentine stamp? Not that often. And I'm going to put it in blue too. I'm just going to put it at the edge down here to kind of balance that. Okay. Looks like I have a pretty good amount of ink on there. Actually, what I'm going to do is stamp this up a little bit above that. And then I'm going to take my date stamp and put the date on here. Let's see, today is the 14th. Okay. Line those up. I don't know how well this is going to stamp in that blue, but that's okay. Just put it underneath there. Get it all on there. There we go. It's a little crooked, but we We're just not going to worry about that. So there we have it, the back and the front, and that can go in here, behind there. I'd like for it to go in far enough to show the butterfly there. Maybe I should have put that up higher, but I didn't. That'll work like that, I suppose. Or I could take this loose if it's still a little bit. Yeah, I can do that. I'm just going to take that corner up a little bit so I can slide that under there. I regret doing this. Get the glue off of it. And get this back down like that. That's going to be kind of loose on there, but I think I want to be able to put this way to give it a little better position like that. And I still wish that corner was not curling up so much. Maybe that'll do it. Like that with the butterfly showing, if possible. Okay, I think that's good. Now, I was going to put something here. I think I'll use received. On this one, I think I will use a color that's a little darker so it'll show up. I think I will use ground espresso. I am going to wipe off the extra. Wipe that off. Get my felt again. And put the paper on here to keep it from going off the edge. Okay, and I'm just, this one I'm intentionally going to put it on here crooked. Like somebody just stamped it. Maybe it should be black. Do we think it should be darker? I think it should be darker. I mean, this is Archival ink watering can, and it's a permanent waterproof ink. This is oxide, so it will do something weird. I don't know what it'll do when it's mixed together, but we're going to find out. Okay. Received. Okay. Do we like that? I like that. Hope y'all like it, too. All right. We're getting there. Slow though it may be. It's my indecision that takes the time. All right, I'm happy with that. I think I'm going to cut that corner eventually, but right now I'm not going to. There. Okay, on the back. Back to the back. I want this to come over the edge, and I think I may just want to glue the whole thing all the way down, unless I take that off. I've torn the other piece. I'm going to tear it too. It's probably going to be behind something else. I'm tearing this the wrong way on this ruler, so it kind of went ragged on me. I'll just tear it by hand. There. And put a little bit of ink on that, just in case. The question is, do I want to put this on as a pocket and make it really heavy, or just put the strip on there? Do I want to put the stamp on there? I don't know that I need a pocket on the back of this. I don't have anything to put in it anyway, so I think I'm just going to do it that way. I'm going to ink this a little bit just to blend that edge in. I like teacups. I was glad that Kathleen sent me a teacup to put on here. And family, of course, it's very important. Now, if I got everything on here, I think I better count and see if I'm missing anything. That doesn't count because it was the envelope. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's all. Great. I could put the teacup up here if I wanted to, or here. Could have that coming down below that. Across here. Do I even want it? I don't know. I don't know. When I started this, I had been playing with my layout, took a picture of it, looked at it, thought about it, thought I knew where I was going to put everything. And then when it gets down to glue time, I'm like, well, I don't know. What do I want to do? Oh, dear. I don't think I'm going to put this underneath this. I think I'm going to go ahead and glue that right down. One reason I wanted to put something here would be to have a place to write on the back of this. I could open this up so that I could write on the inside, but then that part is pieced together because of the way the envelope is. And I think I'm just going to take this off and not have that like that, if I use it at all. I really like that postage mark because I just think it has an interesting design to it with the wavy lines and the red circle there. I like all of that. Now, I could put this over on this side, or I could put it on this side, or I could put it across this way. This is another time that I wish I could hear you say, do this or do that. When in doubt, ink. I'm going to put some ink around the edge of this, just because. Because I can't make up my mind for one thing. I may get to the end of the video and then I think of something I want to do else to the tag, and it'll end up being in the picture at the end, and I won't have shown it on camera to do it. But we'll see. I don't know why it's so much harder to craft when you have a camera on, but it is for me because I feel a little bit of pressure in doing it right, not making mistakes, all of that stuff. So I think that helped it, kind of grounded that. That's going to be there. I have a little bit of wrinkling right there. I think I'm going to just lightly emphasize that, if I can. Yes. Why not? Get wild and crazy. It's the extent of my wild and crazy for today. Okay. Am I ready to glue this piece down? Put the teacup down here. Could have that behind it. Could have it coming up at an angle. Maybe that's what I want. Since I'm so afraid of things being crooked, maybe I should do it on purpose. I'm going to glue this down. Let's see, I need to go off the edge. For the longest time after I started making junk journals, I didn't have, well, I had music pages, but they were the ones I had from when I took music as a child. And being the sentimental person that I am, I couldn't bring myself to use them, tear them up. So I was glad when I found some books and things at an estate sale. And now I have some that I don't really mind. It took me a while to do it, to tear them up. It's really hard for me to tear up books. When you've been taught all your life that books are important, they're your friends, good books are your friends, and you need to treasure them, it's really hard to tear them up. But sometimes it's for a greater good in a way, because maybe they're at a point that they're not salvageable anymore, or they're too old and fragile to be useful, or nobody wants them anymore. They're not something anybody cares about. And this gives them a new purpose to use them in a design. So that's how I think of it now. Most of the time, sometimes I still do not tear up my books right away. It's just like, oh, I can't do that. I don't know if I want just a little bit of that red on there or not. I do like this red. That's more pinky, like with that. So I'm going to stand up and look at this and see what I think. Maybe I have too much of it on there. Maybe it really should just be a little bit behind this. Like that. And then I could put that somewhere up here. I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to tear this edge because it's straight. How much of this do I want? No, I don't want that to stay straight. I'm going to tear it off, and if it gets into that wavy line, then that's okay too. Just go over here to the stamp. Okay. Now, wavy line behind that. I think I'm going to use about that much of it. I'm going to tear it like that and tear this edge. And sit down again. You know, this challenge, part of this challenge is that I'm supposed to send 10 items to at least one friend for them to take the challenge. And my friends, one friend in particular, you know who you are, has already said, laughingly, I know I'm not going to be the non-crafty friend you send this to, so I need some friends to send this to. So if anybody is interested, and just for now, I'm going to limit it to the first 3 people that accept the challenge in the comment. Just comment below and say that you'd like to join in the challenge. I'll have my Google email address in the description box is where I will have it. And you can send me your address. And I promise not to use it for any nefarious purposes or share it with anybody else, because I don't like that. I wouldn't do that. So I give you that promise. But I hope you'll join in the fun. And maybe if I see that I have more time, it's kind of a different time in our family right now. And I'm not sure how much time I'm going to have to do that. So we'll start with 3. I think I can do 3. I'm gonna glue it down. Commit. Alrighty. Now, how did I have that? See, my brain is not working. Do I want it going up or down? I think I want it going up. About like that. There's not much room to write on the back of this tag. I mean, you could write over this, but yeah, otherwise there's not much room. But that's okay. Not sure I'll be writing on this tag anyway, but anyway, we'll see how it goes. Okay, I like that. I'm happy with that. Yay. Sometimes it's not until I actually glue it right down that I go, oh, okay, I like that. This seems to have a little glue on it, so I'm going to wipe it off with this dry baby wipe that I have here. Okay, I'm going to put a little more ink right down here on that corner. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just nip that corner off and make it not so pointy. Learned that from Rachel from Roxy Creations. Like that. Don't think I got them even, but maybe it'll be all right. Decision is, am I going to cut this off and this off? I think I am. Oh, but if I do that, I'm going to lose that little bit of... I could make it small, though. I could make it just like that. Okay. It was this way, so I turn it this way and do this one. And this is going to get into the music paper, but that's okay. We'll just do that. And I think I got it a little lopsided. We'll see how it looks. That's okay. I keep saying it's okay. I'd like to say, oh, that's fantastic. I don't feel that way today. Sorry. I could use this as a tab up here. Maybe not the bright, maybe not that bright stamp. I don't know. If I do that, the stamp is going to be upside down. If I do it this way, it's upside down on this side. I could do it this way, but that's kind of wide. I could cut it off and just have that. Or I can put that part on this music here. Just that. Is that too weird? I don't know. I think I'm going to tear that right there and ink around it and put it on right there. Don't ask me why. I don't know. Okay. I'm just going to give that a little bit of extra color on that just to make it stand out a little more from the background. From this background. Weird, but I'm going to do it, you know? Okay, do I want it right there? Or I could put it here. I'm going to edit out all of these times when I'm being so indecisive, and you'll think I'm just making decisions left and right, which I'm not. I think I want it. Do I want it right there? Okay, it's time to glue it down. That's all there is to it. It's time to glue it right down there. And it's going to be, I think it's going to be here. Right. Oh dear. I'm going to put it there. Okay. I don't know if I like it or not there. I mean, maybe I should rip it up and put it somewhere else. The indecision of my life. Do I want it there? Lower. Okay. That's where it's going to live, right there. And I have to get the glue off of the other spot. Sometimes the glue stick doesn't want to come up real well, and it kind of roughens up the paper, so you have to be a little bit gentle with it, and probably not change your mind after you've done it. Oh dear. Yeah, I kind of messed that up, but anyway. Anyway. All right, I think I am done. I'm not sure. Still have the stamp left over, but I don't think it really goes on here. Maybe if I put it behind the, back in there somewhere, it would have been okay, but. That is my tag with the 10 items that I received from Kathleen Mower from Be Again Books. So, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching me put this together and being indecisive. But anyway, is what it is, and I hope you have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Bye.